Hello, everyone. Jill here with a quick, hopefully quick, we'll see, a video about the Flannel and Frost kits from Cocoa Daisy, the October kit. I mainly want to talk about the Traveler's Notebook kit and the way I've been approaching my documenting using that, but I thought I would start, long as the focus is really on the kit, with the first layout I made, which is a 12 by 12 page. And you might have seen this. There is a description up on the Cocoa Daisy blog, and you can look back for that if you haven't seen it. There are two other designers working with wreath designs, and so I really encourage you to check that out. Lots of good tips. But this, by showing you this, I'll give you an idea of the some of the embellishments. Well, really, pretty much almost everything in the kit, because I put a lot on this page. But I wanted to just create a big wreath surrounding my photos. And so I chose a couple of fall photos from last year as a way of kind of like ushering in and welcoming the fall days coming up here for us now. And I love fall, so this was like I was able to like kind of glory in it by making this page. So I did a little cluster for the title and used some of the items from the Memory Keeping Classified kit, but otherwise drew from the main kits for that. Hello Fall Days, and the stamps are great. I don't know, this is kind of tone on tone, so I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but it says Welcome Autumn. And then the larger embellishments that are really gorgeous in this kit are leaves that are vellum with a gold edge. And so those are scattered around the circle. And then also these puffy stickers that are kind of large and textured, and they too are leaves. So I started there. I did the stitching. I didn't stitch over these larger puffy stickers. My machine couldn't handle that, but they're really easy to reposition. I also punched a few little leaves out of the Cocoa Daisy a gold speckled vellum. Those are from an earlier kit, probably Solstice, and stapled those on. But really just use the sequins, the glitter brads, or rather the enamel glitter dots, and then stamped from the leaf stamps that are included in the kit. Put a little decorative tab with the two washi tapes and a sequin. And yeah, there are lots of ways you can approach this design using kind of just whatever embellishments you want. But yeah, it's fun. I also scattered some splatters of gold ink. Gold has been fun for me to use in combination with this kit, both gold splatters and a color called Tea from Heidi Swap. I think that brown, glittery brown, looks really cool with this kit too. So anyway, that's the 12 by 12. What I wanted to talk about was my way of approaching the Traveler's Notebook this month. I decided, like, I've been kind of scattered in my scrapbooking, and so I have pages here and there, and I really wanted to get back into the habit of like a full notebook. And I thought probably a lot of you do this already, and that is to plan out your scrapbooking for the month. I'm not much of a planner, so it kind of is haphazard for me, but I wanted to like develop this habit. So I do plan out my life in my bullet journal, which is what this is. But I don't always, like with my creative life, do enough of that. And I think that it's a really great way to get things done and to feel like there's kind of cohesiveness, motivation, all sorts of good things. I'm really enjoying it so far. So I did this with Solstice too. I like to just kind of stamp out the colors from the kit. Not just because then I know which inks to pull if I'm using the stamps, but it just kind of like grounds me and orients me in the color palette as I design. Okay, and so what I did was I designated 15 pages. You get a few more than that, but I stapled a few together. I don't want it to be like too thick. I've made them larger, and I feel like 15 is a pretty good size for me with my level of bulkiness. Okay, and so then I went through photos and thought about what stories I want to tell, what photos I want to put in this album to kind of create an overall story about fall. And this will probably be mostly September and some of October. So because I already made a list of September photos, and And then I had 10, I added one more, so I have 11. And then 4 I'm reserving for October photos. So I don't know what those will be yet. But anyway, so I made my list. And as you'll see when I look through what I've done so far, then I just go in and color in the bullet for the ones that I've completed. And I don't know, simple process, but I wanted to share that with you before I show you the layouts. So this is the TN. I have a clip in there, but you can kind of see the cover. And then what I did was I took these Post-its. These are little Post-its from a kit from last year, I think, and gave a little name to the story I'm telling so I would remember what goes where. That works so much better for me than tucking in photos because they fall out all over the place while I'm working. So I think some of you are probably using this method. This is a great one. And okay, so you'll see, kind of maybe just do a flip through really quickly of how it's developing, and then I can go back and say a little bit more, but that'll give you a picture too of the notebook. And then, yeah, just where I want things. And I can always change that up if I, see with the photo printed that I don't necessarily want it there. But that's my method. You can see what a pretty notebook this is. I really love it. And I do have a spider story I want to tell. So that's going to be on the last one. And I love the way this notebook ends with October 31st, Halloween style page that's subtle enough that you can adapt it in different ways. Okay, so I'll just start with the first layout I made. I started with wanting to tell the story of squirrels and chipmunks in the fall. I'm a big nature person. I really love to be outdoors and I love nature, and I always notice just the increased activity of squirrels and chipmunks. This is not a picture I took. It's just a free download from the internet. I couldn't take a picture that good, that's for sure. But we've been seeing them on the patio and on, running from tree to tree around here. I used the paper bag from the kits to type my journaling. And this is a script typewriter that I got for my birthday, and I really love it. So I've been using it a lot. Yeah, again, this is kind of something that I just like to do in the TN, and that is like a little bit of title work with embellishments around the title, include the date, do the journaling, and then, and then embellish. And I already mentioned the kind of the sparkly inks that I've been enjoying using with this kit. And a little bit of stitching. I used this beautiful stamp from the kit and then just stitched it down on the edge. Okay, so that's the first layout. So I was able to go to my bullet journal and check that one off. And then the next one I did is this one called Kitty Chase. And I used this alpha is from the Memory Keeping Classified kit. And then one thing I enjoyed doing, I hadn't really tried doing this before, though I love distressing things, so I don't know why it took me so long, but I distressed the embellishments, the chipboard embellishments. That's not for everyone, I'm sure. Not everyone likes that look, but I do. And I thought they turned out like really cool. This one over here too. And especially for this layout about, animal hijinks. This is about my dog chasing my boyfriend's cat every day, every morning after breakfast. And the cat finishes eating breakfast, and the cat is off camera. But this photo brings it all back to me, like what I see of her and how I know she's ready to bark and ready to dash across the bed and maybe even fly off the bed. So anyway, there's a nice fine brown pen in the Traveler's Notebook kit, and that's what I used here for my journaling. Did a little messy stamping down here with the date and moments worth remembering. The stamp is from Ellie Edwards' story stamp called Mornings. Just seemed like so appropriate I had to pull it in. And I do really love the way the gold mist, the gold spray ink looks on this particular plaid paper. I started with the plaids and checks. I think they're really cool. Very evocative of fall in the Traveler's Notebook. So this one, and then this subtle lighter plaid. And then this is the third one I did, and this is a page about visiting my mom and the love we share and the time we have together. We do drink tea, so I was able to pull in these cute little teacup, teapot embellishments. This has like a little bit of a homespun look to the design, which I don't mind. Some people might want, you know, not to be kind of so prominent, to make more space on the page and everything, but I like a design that's slightly homespun and off, and that's just my style. And I also like using packaging just to add a little texture. And I also, one other thing I'll say is that the blues in the kit are just here and there, but they're very pretty, and I really like the teal and the blue, and I thought it was a nice one, element, you know, with both the paper on the page, and I pulled in some alphas from an earlier kit just to bring in the blue with the browns and the orange. Often in October, at least here in Michigan, the skies are so blue and the leaves are so bright orange, and I just love the way that looks. Grateful for my mom's health and everything in this era of COVID. Let's see, I was going to say this little embellishment with the stripes is the stamp that I stamped twice in pink, and I did that to pick up the pink of my mom's shirt, and so I'd like to use that stamp more. That was cool. It's just a little border stamp, and that's what I have so far. So we're gonna leave it at that. I might come back in and do a little bit more, or like do a flip through when I have the whole thing done. And so anyway, Hazel's gonna bark us out, but thanks for joining me, you guys, and I'll catch up with you later.